Hey there, and welcome to the daily sketching routine. And to start off with, welcome. I wanted to go over this page that used the stuff we learned from yesterday's video, using the same technique, but you can get a variety of faces. And I posted a picture of this on the community, made a post about it, learning the ins and outs of YouTube. So today, I want to go over how to draw the other side of the face, which is important. And to do that, I did a bunch of sketches to figure it out. So yeah, let's do this. It is Wednesday. Let me put something under. Okay. Maybe lower. Alright, it's the last day of July, and it went really fast. So I'm going to call it drawing the other side of the face. Alright, let's get started. So, it's actually a lot easier to set up that far side that we did yesterday, now that I've practiced it. So let's just start with that real quick. So yeah, draw top and bottom line. Divide that in half, and it's helpful to do that again. And then basically just have in mind what kind of nose you're going to draw, and if you're not sure, just stick with like a basic triangle. And underneath that, just put the bottom lip, or I mean the top lip, and then the bottom lip, and you have your chin and your brow, and the cheekbone will be the widest part, and you can just kind of play around with the contour. And you can actually just go ahead and, because you have this line right here, that helps, just draw that in. That's how you can get that. And this is a really basic face. You can get all kinds of variety, like I have in that picture that I posted. So that's, and then that'll place the eye too. So yeah. So that's what we did yesterday, but now let's figure out this other side. So I'm gonna give it some room, put it out here. Just gonna draw that in real quick, just eyeballing it, which is a good exercise too. Okay. And we'll just not even worry about this side. Alright, let's focus on this side here. So one thing is that since we know where the nose is right here, the eye will be, the inside corner of the eye will be there. And that's just, put that as an indicator for now. And then the mouth will be beyond the nose a little bit. And then that will help you to know where the, sort of like the middle part of the eye will be. But because the head is in perspective, or the face is in perspective, the shape of the eye isn't going to be the same as a front view. So now you have that inside corner, you have where it sort of swells, like the middle part of the eye, and then a little bit beyond that you'll have the other side of the eye. And of course eyes have different shapes, so just kind of put in the shape and it's going to look kind of like that. Keeping in mind the spherical nature and the way that it's in perspective. So for example, the pupils are kind of elliptical. So yeah, that's how you place that eye. The next thing would be, since you know where the brow right here is, pick where it starts. So it's going to start somewhere around there. And then what happens is that it's going to go over the eye and then turn a little past the eye, because it's also spherical, but it's bigger than the eye, than the eyeball. It's like a circle within a circle. It's an orbit. In fact, I think that's what it's called. So then the next thing to do is, once you get this far, you're gonna have to replicate the shape of the face here, but on this other side, as we're calling it. And also keep in mind that it's going to be bigger than the far side because it's turning away from us. So after experimenting dozens of times, I saw that if you go beyond the brow here, you already know where this line is right here. So it's on this line. So yeah, you can indicate where the cheekbone is right there. And you go beyond the eyebrow because it's closer to us. There's foreshortening or perspective happening. And then you have to think about what shape is this on this side here. What shape is this contour going to look like over here? So you have the cheekbone, and you don't always have to draw on the face, but I'm going to do it for you. Example, or a little bit lightly. So then you can get your contour. And you might have to adjust, because if your actual measurement isn't exact, you're gonna have to make some adjustments. So hopefully that makes some sense right there. So what you've done is you've taken this and put it into perspective because it's facing us a little bit. We'll come back to that. So the next thing would be, I find that the distance between here, right here, to be basically the same right here. That's going to give you the side of the head. And then I would just kind of draw that up. And then the next thing I would place would be the ear. Since, you know, it'll be like this. And again, the ear is not flat. It's a box. Like this. That's coming off of the head. So once you get this far, now you have, see, the side. And then the back of the skull will be right there. Then next, to fill in the jaw, again, we know that it's going to turn where the mouth is because that's what the jaw does. So we know it's going to be lined up there. Then this is where knowing the shape of the chin is important. And depending on how firm the jawline is, then you can go like that. So that's the basic idea of that. And the neck. And then because you have this center line, it helps you to, the neck is going to not start on the center line, it's going to be a little bit behind the center line because the head's not sitting squarely on top of the neck. So that's how you do that. We'll go over it again. But this time we'll do a female head. Now, there are reasons I want to do it this way, because I know you might think, well, why don't we just start with a Loomis head or whatever? It's because, one, they tend to look like Loomis heads, kind of like this, because I drew it like that. But I like doing it this way because then I feel like I have more freedom to create different looking characters, but still have it be solid. Which you could draw the Loomis head and then design it, but I feel like that's a lot of work, extra work. So with that said, let's do a female head. Let's draw the guideline. Put in your hash marks here. Draw a nose. So we've gone over how to draw the difference. So yeah, just play around with that. The chin, I'll keep kind of small. something like this. Okay. So like we said, this places the side of the nose, the nostril, places the corner of the eye, the inside corner. Place a little mark right there. So you've got where the mouth is, it's going to go a little bit beyond where the nostril is. That'll help you place the middle of the eye. And then add a little bit to this side. The shape is like this. Okay. And then I would put in the brow. And then it's going to go over the eye and then turn around. And then, so yeah, like we said, now we're going to draw the cheek. So it's going to be, you want to replicate whatever shape this is. So if it's kind of this round, pretty round shape there, and go past the brow and make a little indicator if you don't want to put too much marks on the face here. Now obviously if you're using pencil, it's fine. Figure out how wide the chin is going to be. We'll keep it kind of narrow. And then, so now that you know where the cheek is, whatever distance this is needs to be added so that that's the same. So now you have the side of the head right here, and then the ear. You can place the ear. And then now we're gonna create the jawline. And so we're saying that the chin is gonna be kind of small. And then the jaw is gonna turn right here. Now my measurement may have been off right here, but that's okay. Just erase it if it's pencil. Because I'm using ink, I'll just sort of shade over it. And there you go. So one thing you might have noticed is that your initial starting line, this one was bigger than that one, like by a little bit there. So then the head is bigger. You can fix this with hair. Now we're not gonna figure out the hair just yet. Okay. There's always a way to fix it, usually. Okay. Let's do that again. But this time, let's see if we can get the whole head in there. Alright, so let's start with that line. Let's go this way. Play around with different nose shape. So set up something like this and then play around with this contour. You can give it more of a lean look. Come up with something interesting. So yeah, if you get this far, then you can come over here and place the eye, or if you want to just do the brow, you could do that. But I like the eye because it dictates the brow, because you know that the eye has to be inside there. But just remember that it's more of this kind of shape. It doesn't start flush. And then now you can place the eye or the brow. So it's going to go over the eye and then it's going to turn after, not right in the middle. And then past that, you're going to replicate this cheekbone. It's going to look the same, but closer to us. And then you're going to figure out, what is this doing on this? Like, how's that working? Probably like that. See, this can be different because of there could be wrinkles or different face shapes. Okay, so we got this far. Then, like I said, the distance here, just kind of see if that looks right. Shouldn't be too narrow. Maybe it's because I'm placing the ears incorrectly. Still figuring this out. As far as how to get the top of the head, oops, I didn't mean to do that. This one you might have to kind of think about the space on the thirds, the space here. Kind of like that. I'm gonna place the ears right here. It could be wrong though. That looks right. So yeah, it's kind of, it'll attach right here. So yeah, the back of the skull will be behind the ear there. So let's do the jawline. So we know the mouth is here. Again, depending on how square the jaw is going to be, but it's going to start to turn. So the neck, the back of the neck's going to start behind the ear. And then if this is the center line that we started with, the neck will be a little bit under or behind it, because it's not, the head's not sitting directly on top of the neck. And then depending on the trapezius, that's how you do that. So yeah, I think that's a lot to take in for me too. But it's something that, like I said, I was practicing a bunch of heads here to get used to it, to end up with this idea. And then I'm gonna go in and just make these into characters and render them. So I'm kind of moving in the direction of how to render the face, shade it and stuff. But hopefully that gives you some ideas to play around with, and until next time, keep on sketching.